As a professional underwater filmmaker, I've been lucky enough to experience some pretty unbelievable wildlife encounters, and I've had some pretty epic underwater moments, and here are my top 10. Starting off the list is swimming with tiger sharks and bull sharks in the Bahamas. Now, no image can convey the sheer size of these animals. At nearly 20 foot long, they're bigger than most minibuses, and they're as wide as a truck. These are apex predators, kings of the ocean, and while humans are not their food source nor their prey, I don't think my heart stopped pounding all week here. We were literally pushing 20-foot tiger sharks off us, all while ignoring the schooling bull sharks no more than 20 to 30 centimeters behind us. This was a seriously mental trip, and one that is well worthy of the #1 spot on this list. Up next is another ocean giant, swimming with humpback whales off the Coast Coast. Now, my team and I were here for a full week freediving with these beautiful animals as part of a film campaign for the local tourism board. These animals are just huge, and when they sing, you feel it. The sound pulses through you, leaving a void in your stomach as the sound echoes through your body, rattling your bones. It's honestly crazy. This was my first time seeing a whale underwater, and it did not disappoint. Now, this next one I don't have any footage of because I shat myself. Here we are diving this deep pinnacle off Foster a few kilometers offshore with literally no land in sight. And as me and my mate were descending down the anchor line into the deep blue abyss, this fin started approaching from beneath us. At first, we were pretty excited as we thought this may have been a grey nurse shark, but as it kept coming towards us, emerging from the darkness, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, it was a pretty overcast day and the visibility wasn't great, so the water was real dark and really hard to see through. So it wasn't until the shark was about 5 meters beneath us that we realized that this was a great white shark. Now, I don't know what happened next, as I really thought that I would have handled this situation better, but we were running like this was some sort of scene out of Jaws. I don't think any of us really know how we're going to react in this situation until we find ourselves in a position in deep, dark blue water with a great white shark no more than a body length away from you. I should also mention here that the shark was not aggressive towards us at all, but well, there you have it. Number 4 on my list is seeing an orgy of mating cuttlefish while diving on the Coral Sea. Now, when I say this, I mean literally tentacles everywhere. There were multiple mating pairs in and around the corals, male cuttlefish chasing females around the reef, and even a few reef sharks that were drawn in by all the commotion. It really felt like some wildlife encounter out of a BBC doco. Number 5 has to be saving and relocating 214 endangered seahorses with the Abyss project. Now, as these seahorses don't have much natural habitat left, they reside on man-made structures like piers. And in the past, when construction on these piers takes place, these animals are usually ripped out of the ocean with the structure and die. Our team was tasked with finding and relocating every seahorse before the pier was demolished and relocating them in what has got to be one of the most heartwarming moments I've had underwater. The team even went the extra mile to ensure that when we released the seahorses, we were releasing them in their mating pairs to ensure we didn't break up any happy seahorse families. Number 6 on the list is waking up at Milton Reef. Now, at the start of my dive career, I worked on a liveaboard dive boat, which was truthfully more of a floating apartment, packed with ocean lovers aged between 20 to 30 years old. Needless to say, there was a lot of energy on board, and there were always stories being shared about this one reef on the far outer edge of the Great Barrier Reef that only a few of the longer serving crew had ever seen. The rumours and tales that were shared about this reef were like nothing any of us had ever dove. And a few months into working here, we got a string of pristine weather, which was when the skipper made the call. We were heading back out to the outer edge of the Great Barrier Reef. Next on my list is becoming one with a school of bumphead parrotfish. We spent a full tank of air hanging out with these guys, swimming through them and just generally chilling with them. It's pretty rare to get encounters this good for this long. Number 8 would have to be freediving between the European and North American tectonic plates. Now, a few years ago, my mate and I spent 2 weeks surfing Iceland's winter solstice, hiking through knee-deep snow and dodging icebergs, all in the search for the perfect wave. And on the way, we made a detour to the Silfra, which is a fissure that goes down between the European and North American tectonic plates that you can swim through the middle and actually touch both sides at the same time, which is pretty sick. But at the time, it was pitch black, midnight, snowing like crazy, and we had this super cheap, dodgy waterproof light that we brought with us, which put simply meant we were diving the clearest water on Earth with a beam of light that didn't travel more than 1 to 2 meters in front of us, meaning we couldn't see shit. Yet, still, this whole experience was epic and well worthy of number 8 on this list. Number 9 is my friend Mike. At the start of my career, I would spend all day underwater diving at this one very particular spot where Nemo lived, taking photos of tourists with Nemo. And right next to Nemo lived this coral trout who I became good friends with, called Mike. We built him a home out of dead coral, and to our surprise, he actually used it, and he would swim up to us and say hi every single day and spend the next few hours hanging out with us, literally sitting between our arms. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And finally, number 10 would have to be the time I first saw schooling leopard sharks. These beautiful animals are typically solitary creatures, so when I discovered that they migrate to Julian rocks in schools of up to 100 strong every summer, I was pretty blown away. Having 20 to 30 of these in your vision at any given time is pretty mind-blowing. So there you have it, my top 10 underwater moments. Which of these would be your favorite? And let me know down below what your favorite underwater moment is.